There he is, my little boy and his dog. The heart flips back here like that, so you can write on this side of this tag. And yeah, so that's my friendship bracelet, and I'm going to clip it onto the side. Hi, it's Lee here. Welcome back to my channel. Big hello to anyone who's here for the first time. And it's Dephemerember, and we're up to the 25th, which means Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates Christmas. Yes, so prompt 13, friendship bracelet. Dear, what are we gonna do for this? I think my brain is starting to get a bit fried. I don't really have nothing for this one, so I'm just going to chuck together a little bit of something something. In amongst the stuff that Di sent me was let's get this other stuff away so you can see it. There we go, use that. It is just a heart made out of wire. Now I was thinking friendship bracelet, you know, like you see beaded bracelets and things, whatnots. So that pulls apart quite nicely, and I can just put it back together. I can just put it back. I could put it back together really easily. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to whack some beads on that. I'm going to make a tag. I've got a piece of watercolour paper here, or mixed media paper. It's got something glued on it. It's got another piece of paper on the top. Anyway, I'm going to recycle that, make a card or a tag, and I have an image from an old book that I want to put on it, and it shows a little boy. It's actually quite a sad photo. It's been taken during the Depression, and it shows a little boy and his dog. Okay, so let me get my image ready and my tag. What I had here is a few bits and bobs. Friendship bracelets, when you see them, they're often woven into this chevron sort of pattern. So I had been playing around with my jelly plate. This is which way? Yeah, it's that way up. Excuse me. Is this Japanese symbol for friendship? That I did do some research, Darcy, you'd be proud of me. Animals that represent friendship: dogs, turtle doves, dolphins, horses and wolves. So there's a dog in my image that I'm going to use. So there's the Japanese symbol. The Chinese one's almost exactly the same. I've put some beads on here and got it back together. I did it off camera, but there it is. Now, I was looking at this piece, and I was intending to go over that, but you know what? I'm going to leave that as my writing side of my tag, and I'm going to use this as the front. So this is where the action's going to happen. I'm going to just snip off that, and then do the same on the other side, so we have a cut-out tag shape. So what I'm going to do is glue on some of this here. This is the image that I was telling you about. The Depression has left thousands of people homeless who have to find shelter wherever they can. And there's this picture of this little boy and his dog. It just about makes me cry, actually, when I see that. There's, you know, people are in so much hardship. It's heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. Do I want more of that on there? I don't think so. I'm just going to glue down that bit. Excuse me, still coughing and clearing my throat. I think if it hasn't stopped, you know, by about halfway through January, I'm definitely going to have to get something. Maybe I need a course of antibiotics to get rid of it. But it's really annoying. Let's find a piece of book page to stick on there. I think amongst Di's things there's some book page that will fit nicely on there, and the tickets. This is a mixture of her stuff and my scraps that have been getting thrown back in at the end of the day. Some music paper. So how's everyone doing? Hope you've been playing along. Oh, and I forgot to say that for anyone who doesn't know what Dephemerember is, it's a challenge running throughout December. So it's an ephemera challenge through December. So that's where we get Dephemerember. So I nearly said it wrong. It's co-hosted by Barbara from 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel. So two very talented ladies. Yes, so we only have another 3 after this one to go, and then it's all over. Red Rover. What's here? What page? Looking back, English for today. Maybe I can stick a bit of book page on there. I quite like that edge, so I would like to put that down there like that. Yeah, we got some nice gentle rain falling at the moment. Now that was yesterday. I had to put the glue on the other side of it, and then when I've gone to put it on the page, realised that's going. Oh, we don't want it straight. No, let's go crooked. And I'm just folding these edges over. I'm thinking I will run the sewing machine around the back of that, the edge of it, I should say. Let's have a look at this image. Isn't that little dog so adorable? Looks like he's sitting next to train tracks or something. At least they keep each other warm at night. Well, they would have. Both of my parents were born during the Depression. On my father's side, he was born in a tent. Literally born in a tent. My grandfather was working on a scheme down in the South Island of New Zealand, and just get some more vintage photo. A massive bridge was being built across a river. I think that's what it was. Well, the Lewis Pass is the name of the place, where the name of the feature. Yeah, and all the workers, and they were all, it was like an employment thing. They lived in tents. Mind you, they were big tents. They weren't just like a 2-man tent or something like that. It was a big tent, and they were on wooden rafts. So, and I think I've told this story once before, but what would happen is that they would work on a certain part of the river, building the bridge or whatever it was, the pass, and then when that was finished, they would then float their tents down to the next place that they would be working on and set their camp up there. So, when my father used to leave the door open, there's an old expression when someone doesn't shut the door, "Were you born in a tent?" And he could have said, "Yes, actually, I was." Okay, so that's not too bad, but it's looking a bit boring. Boring. Okay, need something behind it. Let me ink around this. Let me stitch around this thing that might give it the lift that it needs. Okay, I've stitched around that, and I just want to put a little bit of gesso on it. Dries slightly clear, slightly transparent. So it will just knock back this colour here. Make my image stand out a little bit more. So I stitched around this 3 times. Oh no, around the corners. Round the corners. Oh, that's better. What's that? Somebody said, called me the splatter queen. And now it's made me really conscious of how much I do splatter, but I love my splatters. I can't help myself. Sometimes I just do too many. I know that. I've been looking back at some of the things that I've made for this challenge, and there's a couple and I thought, a little bit heavy-handed with the splatters. But I was watching someone else using gold. I'm not going to name any names. Dye. And they were doing the same thing as me. They started off just with doing a couple of splotches. I think it was dye. I hope it was, because otherwise I've blamed her. I've said she's done something that she probably hasn't. Yeah. I'm pretty sure she started off, she was just doing some splatters down the side, and then the next thing she's like colouring around the outside, just like I did. Okay, so my little boy's going to go on that. What if I put him on a piece of this brown paper? I don't want, well, maybe just a piece sticking out the side. Oh no, that paint's not dry. Thanks for telling me anyway. Okay, so we've got that. Excuse me. What about a piece of that? Maybe a little bit. Like a really small bit like that. Don't mind that. And what I'm going to do with this is attach it in such a way that it could be turned away, because this has got a writing space on the back of it, so it needs to be flat-ish. Just tack these things together first and then I'll glue them down properly. See these things here, if you're gluing stuff like this, you don't need to glue the whole thing, you only need to glue bits of it. When you do this, you do this bit, this is going onto the page. Art glue to glue, in case I didn't mention it. Okay, I want some gold on that. Where's my brush? I'm just going to paint it with the gold watercolour paint, just to give it a shimmer. Okay, go this side. Yeah, I like that. That looks nice. Yeah, so if you don't know who Di is, that I refer to from time to time, she's another Aussie YouTuber. She does amazing junk journals, and she does a lot of experimental stuff. I think she's a little bit more experimental than I am, or I mean, I go for some crazy stuff at times, but she really thinks outside the box, and she's doing the challenge with me, and we swapped scraps for this event, so she's my scrap swap partner. So all of these bits and pieces, like that book page and the music page and this sort of thing, that all came from Di. Over in West Australia she is, so I'm on one side of the country, she's on the other. And she's just reached 1,000 subscribers, which is fantastic for her. I'm so happy for her. Yeah, so a link for her channel is in my video description box, so if you could watch a couple of her videos, that would be fantastical. I'm going to put another little bit down here, just over that word. Okay. I'm really happy with the way that painted. That was just black cardstock. I bought a pad from, part of it from Silly Solly's, I think the name of the shop is. Nothing is over $5. So it was white, craft and black cardstock. And there was 2 weights in each card. One that was about 250 GSM and the other was probably about 150 maybe. And yeah, so I'm really happy with it. And in other shops, it's so much more expensive. Okay, so I would like to put a little dangly thing on the top. A tab, that's what I'm trying to get out. I've got to think about how this is going on there. Maybe just a little piece of washi would hold it in place, and maybe if I put it around that way, it hasn't got so much sticking out. I almost feel like it needs another little bit of that, but I don't think I'll restrain myself and I won't put that on there. What was I saying? Washi and thing, a tab. Okay, I actually don't mind that. And it's got the chevron design on it. It's metallic paint that I used on there. So if I cut it like that, if I try and cut it a bit straighter, it'd be better. Then I can glue that on there like that. And then I could put another little bit of this on here somewhere. Maybe there. Maybe I should have torn it. So what are you all doing for Christmas? Let me know in the comments if you celebrate big, if you have your family around. How does that all go down for you? We have a very simple Christmas. It's always stinking hot here in Australia where I live. So there's no cooked meal, that's for sure. It's way too hot. In some of the southern states where it's a bit cooler, they probably would do that. I had quite a few lovely baked Christmas dinners with my husband's family over the years, because they live in a cooler climate part of Australia. Yeah, but we usually just have salads and cold meats. Like I'll usually bake a chicken. I'm not even getting a ham on the bone this year. I got like an easy carve ham. So I'm just going to hinge my little heart on here. Let me just put a piece there. And then maybe a bit there. And that won't turn. Okay, so maybe it's just going to have the one piece so it can turn over like that. And the beads drop to the bottom. Okay, on the back is writing space, journaling spot I should say. So you would flip the heart out like that. And just put some more glue. Maybe, actually, let's just put a piece of the tape there. It's not sticking, probably because it's a couple of layers of paper glued together. Okay, and why not just put another piece of tape on here. This looks like a watercolour painting that I did, and I think I've scanned it because that's not watercolour paper. I mean, it is on the other side, but I love this brown tape. The only thing wrong with it is it's slippery. Alrighty, let's have a look at this book, which is in pieces over here from yesterday, trying to get my A into G and get something done. Put all these pages back in here. I don't know what I was doing here, but I had my book pulled to pieces. Let's just get it back together again. So look, I hope everyone has an awesome day today, like however you are celebrating Christmas, whether it's a quiet one or a big one, small one. I just get my mum over for Christmas Day. She comes over and has lunch with us, and then after a feed she's usually ready to go home. So she lives only about 10 minutes away from me, so we'll drop her off at her little home, and then we generally have neighbours of some sort decide to come and pay a visit, have a couple of drinks, clip it on there. So there's my friendship bracelet representation. So journal tag with my little boy and his dog, and I've got my friendship heart, friendship beads, sort of. I've got a little bit of the chevron pattern that you see in the woven friendship bracelets. In the background is my Japanese symbol for friendship. I should write another one on there. So it's like a line that curves back like that, and then it has this thing. It sort of reminds me a bit of an R or something like that. That goes across there, and then that goes across there. And of course it's getting confused with that one there. So let's do another one here. And you know what? I've got black ink in my hand. What am I going to do? Tiniest little bit of splattering. There he is, my little boy and his dog. The heart flips back here like that, so you can write on this side of this tag. And yeah, so that's my friendship bracelet, and I'm going to clip it onto the side there again, but I'll wait till that ink dries. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope that hasn't been too much of a strain for you. I feel like it was a strain for me to get through it, to come up with something. I was just, yeah, I was dead in the water for that one. Anyway, okay, have a wonderful Christmas Day, and I'll see you tomorrow. And the prompt for tomorrow is forgotten snacks. Then we have spaghetti box window and me and my crush, and then that's all over. Red Rover. Okay, thanks for watching. Happy crafting. Hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo!